Hello everyone, and welcome back to Apollo Justice. So previously, one Mr. Stickler took the stand. He was the witness to the crime. And he said that Waki Kitaki did indeed shoot and kill the victim. Now, there were a few holes in his testimony, but eventually it became bulletproof, watertight. Apollo just could not find out any flaws. And just as the judge was about to hand down a verdict, Trucy was held at knife point by a man in a black cloak. But that turned out to be Trucy's own puppet, Mr. Hat. So, Trucy used that moment of diversion to tell Apollo to just focus with his special eyes and look at the witness and his fingers that tense up when he's lying. So, I guess the kid gloves are coming off. Now it's time to use the game's core gameplay mechanic at long last. Let's resume. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice.
Oh, you mean me?
Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat?
Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that.
You settled that?
Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement, right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right?
Oh, he knows. He knows.
I think he's on to me.
I wish he would stop being so cool.
Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right, the defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something?
There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant a request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time.
Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police.
There it is.
Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes sees his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have?
Lick him.
What's this? My bracelet?
Wait, really? Magic bracelet?
What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in its testimony. I know this sounds crazy. My bracelet is trying to tell me something.
So it's obviously the one where he's looking at his book. This one. Do I present the bracelet? No, the bracelet isn't here. Do I just press this again? So, you called immediately after witnessing the murder.
The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo. This has to be it.
Wait, you mean his habit?
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of filling with his book.
This happened 1 minute ago. Not even 1 minute ago. What?
The only time he even had the book open was here.
Which means this is the place to look for his habit.
I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, just need to touch my bracelet as it reacts to this testimony. Touch it? Okay. Whoa. What's going on? I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit. You remember it, right? Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand. You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right, I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. There it is. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right, you mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive. Find his weak spot and I guarantee you will be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words. And his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. He's making that a thing, isn't he? Oh, I see. Yeah. It is the small, tiny detail, I see. Yeah, he is fiddling with the page while he's saying, I used my cell phone. Oh, that's neat. I get to call him out on a specific line in his testimony. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, come on. I saw it. Just now, I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? Oh, this painting of desks. It's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about the cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Yeah, I'd quite like to see his cell phone. Sure, he called the police. Sure, the police have a record of his call. But was it really with his cell phone? Ask for his number. Oh my god, that might be interpreted really weirdly. I kind of want to see that real quick. Mr. Stickler, tell me your phone number. Why? Whatever for? Why not? You have something against making friends?
What does this witness's cell phone number have to do with the case?
Absolutely nothing. This is an invasion of my privacy.
Seeing you grimace like that makes me wonder about your cell phone too. The witness will present his cell phone number to the court.
Wag!
Wait,
was this actually the correct one to choose? Was that wait, oh. Trucy, do you have your phone? Sure do. Try dialing the number that he gives us. You want me to call Mr. Stickler's phone?
the pink phone.
I wonder what that melody is.
This is all highly irregular.
Hey, my pocket's ringing.
Wait, is she?
Is it canon that she's stashing all the evidence in her panties? Oh, man. Anyway. Oh, wait, this is the phone from yesterday.
I knew it.
Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath the tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my assistant's hand?
Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this?
This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage.
The Maractus? What? Why, that's the victim, where the victim lived.
I don't think he lived at his clinic, but okay. That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Where? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone.
A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all?
Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a certainly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That was the way that he said Walkie fled.
That's quite a ways from the park.
No? That's literally just, like, right there, dude.
But why did you lie?
There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. Oh, what are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into his fella's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him.
Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night.
Oh, well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. I know how to prove this. Trucy said that if the car moved, the cell phone would be crushed under the car. But we know for a fact that the cell phone had to be dropped after it returned home that very night because it lost the windshield that night. I got him. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it.
Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder?
Hell yeah!
Of course I have evidence. Oh, I like your swagger, Air Forehead. Hit it.
The court will now see this evidence. Mr. Justice, hit it, as they say.
The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... right here, the mirror. Torn off the car that hit Mr. Wright. Fitt's car at the Maractus Clinic.
That's a side view mirror?
As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. Oh, what are you trying to say? From the absence of the mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have to have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Well, I mean, this is the first time this entire court is hearing about the car accident and about the garage, and there was literally zero proof that the phone was actually found there under the wheel. Like, they can go to the garage, alright, but like, they can confirm the car was there, but there's absolutely no proving that the cell phone was under the car. Herc! Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night.
This is most unexpected. Mr. Justice, are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus?
No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. So this time, do I look at his face? Or do I not have to look at all? That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. That's it's really believable. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene.
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
Yes, well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around.
Right, no problem. I hope here comes justice.
So I wonder then if the bracelet will only appear as an option when I can actually use it. Yeah, it's grayed out, so... I don't actually have to think about it. It's just, either it's available or it's not. Like, do I take the bracelet being available as a surefire 100% certain sign that that is what I have to do? If so, that's kind of lame. That just gives you the answer. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place. Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Oh.
Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket, trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me.
Oh, what bullshit. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree.
Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion?
Well, whenever I have garlic bread, that is a religious experience for me, so...
yeah. In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes.
Okay, actually, because this guy's a student, I actually kind of believe that. He's probably dirt poor.
I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back.
Lies. The clock is stopped at 9:30.
That's when you passed in front of the Maractus Clinic? Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there.
Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific?
Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there. From there takes me past the Maractus Clinic.
Past the noodle cart, huh?
The cart stolen at 9. Or no. It was stolen at 10. Never mind. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet woe is I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. If he walked in the park from there, the only way Walkie could flee was towards his house, which is not what he testified earlier. Hello. I think I can get this guy on multiple counts. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime.
Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. Same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, victim the stand, all as clear as day.
No, you could not. You would only see the back of the cart from there. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Tell me about the noodle stand. What angle did you see it from? Do you happen to remember the noodle stand?
Quite, yeah, well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign.
Here we go.
I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
Haha, we got him, boys. If he called out from that direction, the bullet would enter the other side of the skull. Ooh, man. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice?
What about that sign?
Oh, it's very important. Oh.
So the sign at the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony.
Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious?
No, stay away.
I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days.
Your funeral.
I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles.
They improve your noodle.
I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Why, I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was pulling. It said noodle.
Okay. Here we go. Nope. From the direction you claim to have seen it, it should have read El Dune. And you're absolutely sure the sign read Noodle.
Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that.
Okay.
It read, without a doubt, Noodle.
I see.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes?
Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot.
You think so?
Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes.
Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely Noodle for sure, positive.
I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said Noodle, and he saw it right.
What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? I was about to say Mr. Stoodle. Mr. Stoodle.
What?
Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Here. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign of the stand reads Aldoons, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yow! You got me! So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before. Though to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. "3D. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's where the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. And it's right near the trash can, where the bloomers are stashed. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to hit his left temple. Oh. Ah. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So, now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed. You are absolutely correct, Fraulein. Well, what meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? Oh, but that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So, if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yow! I'd like to see Wesley weasel himself out of this one. Order! 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 Wow. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. She flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Get with the times, Apollo. I knew.
Objection!
Ooh, he's getting into this. Clarify one point for me if you would, Air Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student? of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so.
Let's hear what the defense has to say.
What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler?
Hold up, I have a thought.
I was gonna say that maybe Stickler dropped his phone because of the chase. He stole... He stole Trucy's magic panties. And in the rush to flee, he might have dropped his phone there, but... No, he would have fled into the park then. I don't know. Okay, is there anything... Oh. Oh my god! He's a hungry student who was sampling free food from the store. He was hungry. He must have passed by the noodle cart and stole it. He's the thief. Hold up. Wait, oh wait. Oh my god, I can picture it in my head. Eldoon, no, not Eldoon. Stickler was pulling the noodle cart. And, Maractus was standing to the north near the trash bin. And the gunman was to the south. And so, Maractus would look to his left to look at Stickler pulling the cart. And that would expose his right temple to... No, wait. He would have to look to his right to look at Maractus. No. Okay, so Stickler was standing to the south. He was standing to the south. And Stickler... No, wait. Yeah, Stickler would... Wait, shit. No, I had it in my head. Okay, look, my point is... Stickler was the one pulling the cart. I think so. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer. But he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Is that who he's leafing through? A dictionary? I mean, if he wasn't, he would be looking for the word lexicon. Tisk, 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 Air Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Air Stickler's silence.
Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than murder. Your reason, the court's all ears.
I know he's guilty of something. What crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime?
Your evidence, the court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in the crime.
So yeah, I think it's either the bowl or the noodle stand. Or the bloomers? Let's look at the bowl. Tree from Eldune's house. This was just dropped. Oh. The panties were found in the exhaust pipe of a car at the Maractus Clinic. Could I get him by saying that he stuffed the panties in the car to hide them? But no, that's a bit too far-fetched. The crime scene bearing Waki's prints. Mr. Eldune's noodle stand. Victim died pulling it. Do I get him on the bloomers? I think I might have to get him on the bloomers. He would be the only person who could have stashed the bloomers. Right? I want to go with the bloomers. Let's try this. Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences. Something else to say, Mr. Justice? One more chance, please? By all means, but your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty. Damn it. Well, the game's not letting me back out of this, so I guess I did bark up the right tree. It's just a matter of picking what it was. It's either Trucy's panties or the noodle stand. Or maybe the wiped prints on the gun? But there's no evidence to show that he would have wiped them. I think he stole the noodle stand. I think I should have gone with my gut. Really? Really? Okay. I guess it might actually be Trucy's panties? Oh my god, it was. I was feeling too clever about my thought that he stole the cart. Anyway. The evidence is this. What? Is that woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler. Well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. By Pythagoras' theorem? What? Pythagorilla. Oh man. Now I'm just imagining some really cheesy villain in a parody superhero comic where a guy just shows up and he's Python Gorilla and he has theorems. Oh man, that would not be out of place in like One Punch Man. Oh jeez. On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, You are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. So are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you are not aware that my school's name was originally written for... I stands for intelligent. V stands for valiant. See? Your point? I'm not done now. A major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge is science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. Wow, so you're a virgin. Got it. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. Those panties are the promised land. Oh, man. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science. A full-sized car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. What? A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was a tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience of the Wonder Bar. Uh-huh. He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties, it mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object of serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatching in the area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, maybe this would be a pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that I will seize the truth that lies within those panties, yet woe was I. Once again the lazy heart pattern truth slipped through my fingers that... Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? To distance himself from the trash can with Plum's panties. Be my guest, Air Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say that you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why, then, did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location?
Hell yeah. The evidence that shows why he lied is this.
What? More panties!
How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead?
These are the last, honest!
These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood.
Mr. Stickler, you didn't...
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So these panties are your handiwork as well?
That night I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there in a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them, safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
A fascinating, if disturbing, tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely that the defendant, Wakikitaki, was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Wakikitaki had a clear motive.
Indeed, the defendant, Wakikitaki, is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution.
Yeah, baby. No problem.
Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. To be continued.
This time I won't save, I'll remember. Back at the Right Anything Agency. What a train wreck that was. You can say that again. Holy crap. I was so sure of myself that I had Stickler on stealing the cart. He had the motive, he was hungry. Well, I guess it could be argued that he had his fill at the grocery store and that's why he left. So, maybe not. I should have thought things through more. So I do wonder if the judge really means it, we won't see Stickler again. I have to imagine that in the next session of trials, the witnesses will be Waki and Plum, and maybe Guy Eldoon? Maybe. Yeah, I guess you can say goodbye to Stickler then. I don't expect to see him again. He was a very funny character, very fun to voice. I was really getting into it there at the end. So about the bracelet. I don't know why it has to be supernatural. And also, I don't know why it just has to be a bracelet that Apollo had with him for presumably a long time. Like, I don't understand what they're going for here. Like, the bracelet isn't some spiritualistic thing, is it? Like, I can totally understand the logic in the Magatama in the last two games. Or maybe it was just Trials and Tribulations, I forget. But the bracelet's just a bracelet. This is like some ancient family heirloom. And it originates in some mystic culture, but I don't know. All I'm saying is that it should have just been a matter of perception. And Apollo looking at his special eyes and not his magic eyes. But, I'm just nitpicking. It's not really a deal breaker or anything. Just a bit weird. So thinking about everything that's left, I really can't think of any way for Kitaki to be, to weasel out of this. I do think he's innocent. I don't think he did it. But as for who did, I struggle to think of who it could be. I mean, Plum, I guess, maybe, but, you know what? Maybe it's Eldoon, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of weird. I don't know. I just don't know. We'll have to see. Like, process of elimination means it has to be someone we know, right? I mean, it wouldn't be satisfying if it was some brand new witness who we would meet. Oh hell, maybe it's Tiala. Maybe she was like aiming for Waki or something. I don't know. That'd be weird drama, but whatever. It could be anyone. So, I look forward to figuring out more about this case next time. Meanwhile, I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.